From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening here on Evenings LA with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In tonight's recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people. We'll go walking through this incredible payout that we've never seen in the history of this channel. Then we cut to the big exciting details as the number one guy in DC for your budget recon is getting your back saved. He's going for the push for the MSC and he needs your support as well. We'll go over that and more. And then in a world exclusive, you're going to meet for the first time ever Calendar Colleen. Calendar Colleen. You're going to meet Calendar Colleen and see what she has with that calendar because it's September. It's September. It's September and Calendar Colleen wants to remind you it's September. We'll go over what she's telling you in this Fourth Stimulus Recon debate, and it all starts right now from Santa Monica, California. Good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful day across the board, and guess what? It's September. It's September. And Calendar Colleen, we're going to meet tonight because she's been keeping track of what month it is for us. She wants to remind you it's September. And yeah, it's September. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021 tonight, we're going to go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people. And we're going to go over all the deliciousness in this recording. Then we'll go to the world exclusive, which was broke several nights ago, but I have more about it tonight as the Democrats are led by the number one guy that wants to give you big sums of money. Who is that number one guy? Well, he's flexing his muscles to get you those MSCs, and he needs to have your back. He wants you to have his back on those MSCs, and we'll go over more about how to watch his back as he pushes to get them out the door. Those details and more about Calendar Colleen in a big night across the board. And this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days in a week, financial news channel in America. And that's 7 days a week, Calendar Colleen. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that like button, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. So much happening across the board. And if you haven't hit the LA alert, you need to, because it'll give you an alert when we're in the month of September, which we are now. The LA alerts is at news.la.com/alerts. Put your name and email address in there, and it'll confirm that you are ready to rock and roll. No calendar needed. I'll have more about that later with her. But hey, it's time to go over the incredible details about your fourth stimulus check starting right now. Some viewers couldn't hold it in. I already got DMs about Calendar Colleen even after her first debut earlier today. Let's go with those monthly stimulus checks and what the Democrats want you to have and why there's likely to be more months of checks. We have more Democrats stepping to the plate, and we're going to have the initial group first, and then I'm going to go over more about them later in this video. We have on the Senate side Warren, Wyden, and Bernie Sanders calling for a monthly stimulus check. They do not say the amount, but they say monthly, and they do not say the number of amounts in a request to the president. Then we have AOC and Omar calling for a monthly stimulus check, $2,000 a month. They do not say how many months, but they do say $2,000 a month. We have the House Ways and Means Committee calling for a monthly stimulus check. They do not say the number of months, but they do say monthly, and they do not say the payout monthly. They also call for a fifth stimulus check next year. We have the American petition with millions of Americans, nearly 4 million, calling for a monthly stimulus check, $2,000 a month. But the one item that has captivated a country across the board has been that House bill, which is pandemic plus 1 year, $2,000 a month after the $2,000 the first month, followed by $1,000 a month, which would amount to at least 12 months, at least $13,000. I think you have an opinion. Vote House of Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from in this beautiful Evenings LA broadcast. Who gets his fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you get a fourth. A single individual, 75,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check is not a taxable check. It's the same amount for everyone. And it's not a waivable check. So if you're at the beach and the check walks up to you and kisses you on two cheeks and waves, that's the Italian check. It's not the American check. We're not that friendly here, are we? Yeah, never that friendly. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over the $3.5 trillion recon. Done deal, passed, sealed last Tuesday. And we're going to go over what that means for you with this incredible payout of checks, $3.5 trillion, and what application-based means. Then the third part of this video, we go over the world exclusive broke only on this channel as the #1 guy in DC, guy and gal, is calling for an MSC but needs your back. I'll go over all the incredible details. More about that you're going to hear for the first time tonight. And you'll meet calendar calling. Oh boy, it's the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay at the very end. Mark it on your calendar. It's coming up. But first, let's get some money. Let's get some money for rent, utilities, food, internet, and mortgage assistance. And we have new success stories tonight. Here are some success stories that just came in the last few hours. If you have a success for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more that you've gotten on this channel, send me a private message. Earlier today, we had, I think her name was Deborah. I was writing down very quickly in the live chat on Afternoons LALATE. I think she got to $419 a month for SNAP, which is incredible. That is a great job. That's upwards of about $5,000-$6,000 a year. Great job. Then we have Kyra, who beautifully tells me, thank you, LA. I've been watching you. I got $17,000 from your channel. Thank you so much. It got approved. It got deposited. It has not gotten a deposit, but I'm approved. So congratulations. Valerie got $9,000. And then Don says, I got today rent, electric, and gas from you. My rent was $2,175. My electric was $274. And my gas was $180. Thank you. Heart, smile, cat. I don't know what the cat is for. Oh, meow to you, Sue. So congratulations. When we look at the success stories, it started with Johnny a week ago last Sunday. Johnny is a viewer who was one of three who had started last week with zero. By the middle of the week, him and the other two viewers were at $40,000. But Johnny didn't stop there. He kept on pushing. He got 7 items by last weekend approved because of watching this channel. $80,000 Johnny got. He got included among that $9,000 for utilities and over $40,000 for rent. Wow, incredible, great news. So how much are people getting for rent? They're getting over $20,000 from this channel. I'm going to show you how to get rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities assistance in this video starting right now. Get that pen, paper ready. Let's look at that money. The money for rent continues to come in and really stay far in excess of $20,000. Let's look at those numbers. Wow. $27,000 for Elizabeth, Purple Hawk, and Mark, and $25,000. We had Johnny get $9,000 for utilities. So you see the utility numbers are going bigger. Viewers are getting more money on this channel. Then the SNAP. You're going to see someone in a second who got $19,000 for SNAP. But because of what happened last week, it's going to be $25,000. Wow. And then we have the triple crown. People who got 3 items, Nancy at $32,000 and Nisi at $23,000. And while Mark got 2 items at $32,000. I have 5 wonderful updates about Mark tonight. Number 1, while Mark got 2 items at $32,000, he got SNAP within 5 days because on air for 5 days on camera, I said get SNAP, and he got it. Oh, that hurt. He got that SNAP. Yeah, I hope you got the audio on that. He got SNAP within 5 days. Incredible, great news. Second, he told his neighbor, watch that kid. He's killing it. People are getting big sums of money. And that neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 of rent in less than 5 days. Incredible. Number 3, he inspired us to get multiple sums of money, and he had gotten 3 items by the time of this recording. I think maybe he had gotten 3 items by last weekend. But now at the time of this recording, he's gotten more. So he's not stopping at 3 items. He's going bigger and bolder. And finally, he got SNAP. How much do you think he got in SNAP? Mark got $19,000 on SNAP, bringing his grand total to over $50,500. Wow, great job, Mark. And there's LALATE at $100,005. because we're not done there, because this is LA. We've been doing this since day one. I've been getting people big sums of money since day one. I launched this channel because of the EIDL loans and EIDL grants. People had applied for them and they were not getting approved. It was the 330, the 331, and the 484 tax. Their applications were stalled up. And so what did we do? We did one application at a time, on camera and off camera, them and me, and progressively I got $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving their businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes. But then, 3 days later, a new program going live in the country. In some states, it was supposed to go nationwide on April 28th, but it didn't in states like Texas, Hawaii, and Florida. But someone had to show them how to do these applications because they were confusing. And what was it? PUA. And Eileen Bellenkamp getting $15,000 from this channel. Took her several weeks, but she got it. And Kevin Lee and countless other viewers. Then in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming and you needed money. So I got viewers $250,000 of rent. Like Tyrone, his family of four out of Boston. $15,000, $16,000 for rent. And now we're doing it bigger and bolder than ever before. Because you're a Purple Hawk. You're a Purple Power. You're a Calcino VIP. Get in pen and paper ready. Because I'm going to go over all this big money for you right now. We can get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utility assistance started right now. Here are some introductory remarks. Number one, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So make sure you reach out to all 6. If one says no, keep on pushing because they have different pots of money and they have different eligibility. Number 2, remember to say the keywords I say in this video because it helps get people approved. Number 3, every state has the same amount of money based upon the number of citizens, so go kill it, and you can do it. I know you can. Here are the 6 places you reach out to. Your city hall, your city house authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county house authority. That's 4. And your state hall and your state house authority. That's 6. Keywords you say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent or utility or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus. And you can kill it. And guess what? Viewers are telling their friends and neighbors about this channel, and it's paying off. Chenan on Sunday, a Purple Hawk member of 2 months, and I told my friend about your channel, and she's addicted. She got $21,000 from you this week. Wow. $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, $6,000 for SNAP. We have Dawn and Mary and Joanne and Becca Leanne who got money, and then we had the monies the week before that. We had Robert who got over $40,000. He says, I want to thank you because I got approved for $18,000 of rent, $16,000 for SNAP, $7,000 for utilities. You're doing a wonderful job of helping people. God bless you. I'm a member and I go by Dread. Well, thank you so much. If you got this money for rent and utilities, post your success story in the live chat right now. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this money as well. The next part of the money is SNAP. It's money you get from the Department of Agriculture for food, which you sort of have to eat, otherwise you're dead. So go get it. That wonderful pot of money is very easy to get. It's a SNAP. And yeah, I do it again, but my fingers hurt. Eligibility is very easy. And Mark, who I got to $19,000, guess what? His money is now worth about $25,000. Because the wonderful breaking news last week, the Department of Agriculture raised everyone's benefits up an average of 25%. Nationwide, automatically, lifetime in the month of October. Oh my goodness, incredible, great news. So go get that SNAP. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, or mom. If you guys well, post a live chat. The next part of the money is the money coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. One viewer got $3,000, another viewer got $5,000, and the federal government has ordered the states to pay you back that money. They've also ordered the states to upgrade the computer systems. Great news, because yesterday, Microsoft announced for the first time in 6 years a new upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11. No joke. So the federal government reached out to states and said, time for you to upgrade from Windows 10. And I mean the 1910 version you're using, where you turned on the computer by rubbing sticks and stones together. The last part of the money is the refund check coming back from IRS. This is wonderful deliciousness of the tax return you've paid on those unemployment benefits. One viewer got $2,000. Johnny got $1,800. Mark got $1,400. Mark got it as well. Where's the line? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. But first, here's a personal message from me to you. This channel was launched for me to help you get money. There's no channel like this in the country where there's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news coverage, and me getting viewers day in, day out, hourly, big sums of money. There's nothing like this anywhere on the planet. But you really help people as well. If you're on the live chat, post your success stories for rent, utilities, and food right now. Because when you do, you inspire people, number one. A lot of people just need that encouragement to pick up the phone and call. You called Gloria in Long Island yesterday, so you can pick up the phone and call her cousin that works in the electric department. Say, I need rent assistance, electric assistance because of COVID. If you call Gloria, you can call the cousin. Second, a lot of people never knew this money is this much money. They thought it was just a few $100s. It's a lot of money. Then a lot of people never heard of things like Snap. Now viewers like Larry Maui getting $6,000 annualized because of this channel. And then the numbers are going bigger and bolder. And then finally we have people like Art Sullivan and Nisi getting 3 items and inspiring countless viewers like Mark and Lorraine to get big sums of money. So post your success stories in the live chat and help someone today. Finally, the refund check from IRS. Where is that landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time will reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid and the refund check you're getting. And then it will reveal what month did Calendar Colleen buy her calendar. Yeah, so much. There you go. And with that, we go into the second part of your Four Symbols Check Update 2021, starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. Your $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. It passed last Tuesday procedurally, which means that there will be a recon and will be $3.5 trillion. And it'll be all checks to the American people, mostly application-based. Let me explain what's going on. A recon is now finalized. It is now done. The recon procedural vote passed last Tuesday, which means there will be a recon. $3.5 trillion is the price tag, and it'll all be checks for the American people. Mostly application-based checks. What that means, I'll explain in the final 15 minutes of the video. There's a push underway as well to put stimulus checks on top of that, and I'll have the world exclusive about that coming also in the final 15 minutes of this video. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it into something called the bipartisan, making the recon passable. That's what a conservative publication says in confirming my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending and put it into the bipartisan roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. There's two types of reporters you would watch. You might watch a reporter that tells you stories after it happens, or tells you breaking news far before it happens. That's what I do here. And the month of June and July, I told you that by the month of August, the recon was going to pass. And it did. On August 23rd, the recon passed within 24 hours, 48 hours. It was done. That August recon passed because the Democrats, House and Senate, had met with the president, all Democrats, all progressive, in the weeks beforehand to agree upon doing a recon and doing a price tag for it. So that when the vote happened on August 23rd, it was a done deal, signed, sealed within a blink of an eye. And that's why going into that agreement on the price back in June and July, they had said, go big. That's what Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat in Minnesota, and Democratic member, progressive, Representative Richie Torres had said, we need a larger recon. We need a recon that goes as big as bold as we want it. And we got it. That's also why the president had told them after they agreed upon the price, protect my recon. Because everything in that recon is progressive priorities, which are the White House's priorities, checks for the American people. That's what Representative Jollipaw and Senator Schatz had said days earlier. Now, what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedure? And what is a recon substantive? Let's go over all the details starting right now so that it's easy breezy, easy for you to follow. Recon is your money. Bipartisan, not your money. Recon is $3.5 trillion. It is path one of two paths that have to be done. So path one involves recon, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion. Also called the Democratic Spending Plan or Progressive Social Reform Plan. Bipartisan, not your money. Also called infrastructure, price tag $1.5 trillion. We had 3 bills to do as of last week. Now we have 2 bills to do. Yes, congratulations, because the recon procedural, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Now time to pick up the tow hitch, the recon substantive. What's the difference at issue? Recon procedural basically says, are we doing it? We are. We passed last week that we're doing a recon and this price tag of $3.5 trillion with the money split among committees at $10 here, $20 there. So what's the next part? The next part is recon substantive, which goes over how the committees are to spend the money, sort of like the terms and conditions. On noontime yesterday, Larry Pringle, a viewer, had a wonderful comment. It showed how well he understands the situation. He said, Purple Power, you need to push, because while they've agreed to give us $3.5 trillion of checks, now they're doing the recon substantive writing on how to spend the money. So make sure you push. Wonderfully said. How do we get to this great spot? From Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck all the vote on the recon, and he did, and the recon passed. The letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee, the one we led with, yes, that one, it said they're going to give you monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. They said in a letter to the president. Wow. Now, let's recap. You got to push Purple Power because they say monthly, they say fourth, but they don't say the amount of months or the monthly amount of the check. AOC and Omar, $2,000, but they don't say how many months. The American Petition, $2,000 a month, but doesn't say the number of months. House Bill saying pandemic plus 1 year, $1,000 a month. And then we have Wyden, Warren, and Sanders saying monthly, but does not say the number of months or the amount. Can we top that? Yes, as the president did it. He took something very confusing out of the forced stimulus recon, and now it's done and to the side. What is that confusing thing? It's the storyline to Real Housewives of Potomac. I just don't understand that show. There you go. Now, he took the global minimum corporate tax rate out of the forced stimulus recon. Done. So now that the recon is easier to call for a vote, easier to vote on, and easier to pass because this confusing thing is not in there. In the final 15 minutes of this video, so much tonight on Evenings LA. We'll be going over what does recon application base mean versus automatic payments. We'll be going over what the number one guy in DC on this issue of recon checks says about your MSCs and new details you're going to see for the first time ever. And in her world debut, she's going on tour, you're going to meet Calendar Colleen. She's got her calendar and she's checking what day of the week it is. Because guess what? It's September. It's coming up with Calendar Colleen. But meantime, if you've had problems getting the other sums of money after you got one item from this channel, like rent, utilities, food, or internet, reach out to the volunteers. Remember, I want you to get one item going in for stimulus. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. When you get that one item, at least rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, you can get the utilities bill paid for because of COVID, rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. If you get one item, you are ready under forced stimulus. If you can't get the other sums of items, don't worry. Reach out to the volunteers. They'll help you. They're on the community page. It's at news.la.com. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LA, direct from Santa Monica, as we go over the continuation of your forced stimulus check update of 2021. In the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over the big money that the Democrats want you to have. And then we cut to the forced stimulus recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. you'll be looking and we'll be watching the incredible deliciousness of this fourth stimulus recon, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. Then we'll be going over what application-based means and what this means for you about the big deliciousness that is in this fourth stimulus recon. And then the world exclusive, what number one leader in the Democratic Party is calling for on these MSCs, and what you need to do to make sure you have his back. And then, of course, Calendar Colleen. All this and more coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Parrot, Calcino VIP. So many details as, yes, we're in September. Time to do Fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus starts in September, and this is the incredible details of what is in store. First, they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. But what else are they going to do in that SSI reform? They're going to start drafting this in September, where we are now. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, colleague. And then they'll call for a vote in November. Step one is they're going to raise your benefits up. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. Then they'll remove the asset cap, add the inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. How does this work? Let me go over all the incredible details starting right now. Step one is they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. How does this inflation work? Well, it's going to be transitory, which means it's going to reach a spike in December before it comes back down. That is sort of like, New Jersey hair from the 1980s. Really high hair. Step one is going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That benchmark, inflation, could be as high as 5%. That means your benefits will go up another 5%, not just next year, but a lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never step down. Then they're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law. Says you can't have more than $3,000 on the hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove an income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance and no longer fear loss of benefits. That's fifth stimulus. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. The House Ways and Means Committee will represent they're giving that to you in the fifth stimulus package for next year. Finally, if you have not become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? If you're in the live chat and you notice people with a Purple Hawk emoji next to your name, you need to join. Purple Hawks are delivered daily from me to you, a breakdown of everything that's in first, second, and third stimulus for you to get. That's why Purple Hawks are getting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 from third stimulus right now. They're getting this money this week, last week, the week before, and this is all deliciousness. What's going on here? When third stimulus was passed, there was a $1,400 stimulus check. I immediately said on camera, okay, no big deal, $1,400. We're not focused on that. We're focused on the $14,000 I said at the time that is in that third stimulus I can get you. Now we see that people are getting a lot more than $14,000. They're getting $40,000, $50,000 routinely from this channel. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk today so you learn about all this big money you can get this day, this week, from third stimulus. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now with the world exclusive about your MSC. Done deal, signed, sealed. Your $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. Let's explain now what the difference is between application-based stimulus and non-application-based stimulus. When money comes out from IRS, it's sending it directly to you automatically. They know you are there, and they're sending money to you. But all the money that is in the recon at the moment confirmed is application-based, generally $3.5 trillion of it. There's a push underway to put stimulus checks in there additionally, which would not need an application. Now, what is application-based stimulus? Let's look at some of the proposals so you get a sense of it, and then I'll do the analysis. Checks for all different walks of life. Checks for free school meals for all, checks for tax breaks, checks for cheaper prescription medication, checks for farmers, checks for free internet, checks for lots of workers like independent contractors, checks for Medicare, like checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing aid, checks for seniors, checks for lowering the eligibility age across the board. Now, you just saw some of the topics of those checks, things like internet and teeth. Well, IRS knows nothing about your teeth. and knows nothing about your internet. So they don't know if you need it or don't need it. And that is what we saw earlier in the graphic about recon procedural versus recon substantive. $3.5 trillion of checks are being given to committees for you to get the money. Recon procedural, giving that money to the committees for your internet, for your teeth. And then when that money's there, they're going to determine how to spend the money. This is guaranteed the money is there, but guess what? You're going to go wonderful under fourth stimulus recon as a Purple Hawk, because with so many committees and so many different items for you to get, you're going to kill it. Imagine under third stimulus, you're getting 30, 40,000 from 3 or 4 items. Imagine all these different items that you may qualify for under fourth stimulus. And the ability is just picking up the phone. You're going to absolutely kill it. That is application based. Now, what is important in this equation, of course, is Purple Power. Purple Power involves a lot of different things. One, pounces a Purple Hawk as soon as money comes live, because this is the big sum of money. If you got 30,000 for third stimulus, this is this big, and it was 80% for corporations. Imagine how much money you can get from fourth stimulus. Another push for Purple Power is make sure the legislation is written right. Recon substantive, currently under work, currently in the drafting phase. And that's what Larry Pringle said in that wonderful comment yesterday. He said, hey, you got to push Purple Power because you make sure they spend the money the right way. They're spending it all on us, but you want to make sure the terms and conditions are correctly. And that's why you need to push Purple Power, seats for stimulus. Tell these elected leaders they need to spend the money the right way. Next, let's go over the incredible details about why Purple Hawks would do so well on this, because you're picking up the phone. Application-based means you're saying, hey, I need this rent, I need this internet, I need this teeth, dental, or vision. And you pick up the phone and you can get all these incredible sums of money. All right, let's turn to then the world exclusive and more details about that starting right now. And then, of course, calendar calling. Well, it was last week and I had told you that one of the number one players in the game was asking for your input. Who is that? Bernie Sanders. Now, it's important you understand who Bernie Sanders is in the equation, because this is very critical. Bernie Sanders, you may know, is a Democrat, progressive, and the representative state he is from. But you may not know that he is the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. And as the chairperson of that budget committee, guess what he's overseeing? The reconciliation budget bill. It's actually called the reconciliation budget bill. So who is the number one guy on the Senate for the budget? Bernie Sanders. And what does that budget committee determine? How to spend the money in the recon. This is his subject. This is his committee. This is his baby. And so what did he say going into last weekend, actually on the weekend? He says, prior budget chairmen just sort of did their thing in D.C., but I like to get out among the people and be part and heard with them. So he's basically saying last weekend, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your input on how to spend the money. He also said that he and Chuck Schumer speak literally 4 to 5 times a day on drafting, making changes to that recon substantive. So last weekend I said you need to pick up the phone and call and tell Bernie Sanders, tell Chuck Schumer, we need MSC. And one viewer, among many, did the call. His name was Brother Joshua, longtime viewer and also a community volunteer at the time. What did he do? He picked up the phone and spoke professionally, kindly, and respectfully to Bernie Sanders' staff about the MSC. And what was the response? The response was the following. Bernie Sanders does want to do an MSC and will be proposing a monthly stimulus check in the fourth stimulus recon. Wow. Now, this is huge. Huge for so many reasons. Number one, the number one guy for the budget bill, who's chairman of the committee that does the budget bill, wants an MSC in there. After weeks and months of naysayers saying there's no talk about a stimulus check, untrue. There's no talk about MSC, untrue. And that no one's pushing for the MSC, untrue. Here, you could have found out the truth by picking up the phone and calling and asking. Some people have been defaulting to asking the donut guy on the corner or the pretzel guy. They don't know. The person who's actually on the committee knows. And the answer was yes. So what are the deal provisions? Let's go over them right now. Monthly stimulus checks, OMG, yes. Monthly amount of a range of about $1,000 to $1,400, yes. And then a duration of 3 to 6 months. Wonderful, great news. But there's a catch. Bernie Sanders staffer said he needs your support to know that the American people support him when he does this, because he wants to do it only if he has the support for you. for him. Well, Purple Power, this has your name on it. This is what Purple Power does. You've changed history before, and this is your call to action to do it again. You should be so proud. In December of last year, no one was giving you a stimulus check. My idea, my creation, CR for stimulus, created on this channel. I came up with the idea. I said, let's put a stimulus check in the continuing resolution. People thought I was bonkers. I said, let's do it. So what do? We pushed to get a stimulus check in the CR. They came back and they said, we're giving you stimulus, but it's unemployment stimulus. We said, no, that's not what we said. We said stimulus check. We pushed, they took it out, they took it in, and then it was in. We got it done. Here is your new call to action for 2021. Push and support Bernie Sanders. Pick up the phone and say, I support you. I support you. Hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag LALATE. I support you. I thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for what you're doing. I want you to put those MSC checks in there. And there you go. More about that in a second. But first, let me introduce you to a new cast member on this channel. Her name, you may have heard about her earlier today. But for the first time, you're seeing her tonight on Evening in LA. She comes with a prop. I think you know what that prop is. She wakes up in the morning. She's brushing her teeth. She's holding it. She goes to the casino at night. She's still holding it. She goes to pick up some $12 ice cream. She's still holding it. What is she holding every day of the week? Every hour of the moment? She's holding her calendar. She's Calendar Colleen, and there she is. She loves her calendar. She has that calendar everywhere she goes. Here it is. She's showing you the days of the week. Oh, there's 7 days in the week. I did not know that, Calendar Colleen. She has the calendar open to September because it's September. Did you know it's September? Calendar Colleen wants you to know what day it is. It's September. They don't care because it's September. It was July, and then it was August, and now it's September. There's Calendar Colleen. Calendar Colleen just really has a very reoccurring theme and message she wants to tell you. What day of the week it is. It's September. Did you know it's September? It's September when? It's September. Calendar Colleen has been around for a while. She was around in August when she said, what happened to July 4th? Well, because we're in August now. And then we're in September. What happened to July 4th? What happened to August? What happened to August? What happened to July? We're in September. Did you know it's September? It's September. Then, if you were tuning for afternoons LA at 1 o'clock today, Calendar Colleen's cousin was in the live chat. Yeah, her cousin was in the live chat for all of just a few seconds before she was gone or sent away. What did she do? Did you know they're voting on a particular day in September? Did you know the day they're voting? They're voting. They're coming back. They're voting on that day in September. And then they're coming back and they're voting. And they're parking their cars in September. And then they're entering the room in September. And then they're having coffee in September. Did you know that? Yeah, I knew that. Did you know that? I knew that. So, yeah. Calendar Colleen just loves the calendar. So, Calendar Colleen, here's a message to you. We know what day it is. Our message as the Purple family to you is we know what day it is. You don't need to tell us what day it is, what month it is, what year it is. We already know that, or we try to forget if we try to lie about our age. But we already know what day it is. We know what week it is. You don't have to remind us about the hour, the day of the week, anytime across the board, even when I kick out the audio. I mean, it's like days like this way. It's like, okay, count it. All right, thank you, Colleen. We don't need to know what day it is, Calendar Colleen. But Calendar Colleen loves to tell you dates. Why is Calendar Colleen not really a likable person? Calendar Colleen's not a likable person because she doesn't do anything but check the day of the week. Because guess what? Checking the day of the week does nothing for anyone. It's important to know that while she loves her calendar and she loves counting those days on the calendar, it does nothing to legislators because legislators don't care that you're counting your calendar. It's a monthly stimulus check, and we went over earlier in this video how very few of these legislators have said the duration. It's very important to talk about items, and one of the other things that is out there is some people have been referring to the House bill as something which it never was. Do you ever notice that sometimes people sort of forget things and make it a number it never was, and it's a lot more? The House bill was never $2,000 a month. It was $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter, pandemic plus 1 year. And so that's why I say the first month is $2,000, $1,000 thereafter. Some people have been on social media calling for a monthly check of $2,000 for 16 months. I mean, that's great, but that was not what the House bill said. That's not what the House bill said. Nor did the House Ways and Means Committee ever say they're going to give you $24,000 of stimulus checks. And AOC or Omar never said they're going to give you $24,000 of stimulus checks, 12 months of $2,000, which is great if they want to, but that's not what they said. So let's not hold that calendar and forget what day of the week it is. Let's just sort of remember what day it is, week it is. Meantime, let's go back what you need to do. You need to pick up the phone. Because the purpose of what Calendar Colleen is doing is not helping anyone. All she's just keeping track of the calendar. You need to push, because now is the time in which you need to push. Leader Schumer and Bernie Sanders are talking day in, day out, 4 times a day, 5 times a day, about changes they're making to that recon substantive. As Larry Pringle said, you need to push Purple Power because this is the time and place in which they're making those modifications. You need to push. No time to be counting days. What day are they voting? What day are they releasing? What day are they back? What day are they... Doesn't help anyone. That's just sort of, wanting to know when the novel is finished. Well, yeah, don't jump to the final page of the novel. You can change the novel. The novel is evolving, and the novel is far from over. And guess what? You've been given the biggest task, the best honor you've seen of 2021, which is to be you, the voice, Purple Power, of how much, how often a stimulus check in the fourth stimulus recon will be. Can you imagine how wonderful a task for you has been put upon you? Whereas broadcast media have said there's no fourth stimulus check. Untrue. Whereas print media has said no one's talking about fourth stimulus check. Did they ever call up an elected official to get a quote on the record? No, because they're lazy. They never picked up a phone. It took one volunteer, one viewer to pick up the phone and ask about the monthly stimulus check and get an answer. And guess what? Now countless of you have picked up the phone and got to the confirmation. You're doing a better job than any news reporter has ever done. You've gotten the information. Chris Coons staffer was spoken to by WR as well several weeks ago. And that staffer, Senator Chris Coons, Delaware, Democrat, old-time friend of Joe Biden, says he's writing a monthly stimulus check and fourth stimulus recon. It was always in the issue. It was always on the plate. Monthly, Democrats, progressive senators had always been proposing it and always fighting for you. And now they've asked for your support as Purple Power to get it done. This is a match made in heaven. So do it. Pick up the phone and support. I support you. Be professional, respectful. Hashtag MSC, hashtag LALATE, hashtag Purple Power. And with that, we're going to have a beautiful week, so stay with me, and all weekend long I'll be with you as well with a whole slate of brand new programming every day. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube. Record I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused. Don't lose track what day of the week it is. And stay with LA for more.